Today we're going to tell you about our newest software program, Positive Expectancy Handicapping. This is a program that relies on positive, critical handicapping factors combined in a certain way to provide an extremely consistent program. Now, most of the factors that are used in this program, odds, last race, previous race odds, trainer percentages, position early in race and late in race, speed, number of races or and recency. None of these are concepts that you haven't heard of before. They're basically things that most handicappers use. However, when these factors are weighted properly, in other words, the proper weighting is given each one as far as the importance goes, then you come up with a selection method that's much more accurate than just using the data raw, just the raw speed or the raw odds, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is a program that the fellow that came up with it, his name's Tapper Shroud, and he's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's a clinical psychologist who was a hobbyist, horse racing, or has been a hobbyist, basically going to the track just for fun on the weekends. But until a couple of years ago, he never really thought that much about actually making money at the track. And as a clinical psychologist, one of the things he said he noticed, that one of the things that got people out of depression or got people out of bad feelings or just general bad mood or bad moodiness was the concept of what he calls positivity. Positivity basically is that the person who may be having these bad feelings, having depression, will over a course of say 30 to 60 days, if he practices positivity, which is basically training your brain to respond to all situations calmly and optimistically, found that people who did this, and once they got really rolling into the concept of positivity, their lives would change dramatically. They'd have very few bouts of depression or bad moods after this. Of course, nobody can nobody can go on forever without having something emotionally hit you hard. But it's the way you handle those things that determines what your overall mood or overall perception is. So he found that people that did this and were constantly positive and constantly handled situations in a positive way, their lives again changed dramatically for the good. And so he started thinking, well, since the human brain, again, for this positivity, you're basically reprogramming your brain when you're thinking like this. And that the computer, basically a computer is a simulation of the human brain, then why would the positivity concept not work as a handicapping program if you trained the computer to focus on some very, very positive handicapping factors, and then arrange those positive handicapping factors and weighted those positive handicapping factors into a program. He studied this for about 2 years, and what he found was that when he took some really basic handicapping, and again, we're talking recent races, recent odds, speed, running position, and trainer, he took those, came up with percentages, came up with a weighting, and came up with a remarkable selection method and program. And we've used these concepts with probably just about all of our handicapping programs, but this was really unique in the way that he arranged them, the way that he weighted each program. So, and the overall result was that this is a very, very consistent program. You get solid average win mutuals, in other words, above average mutuals. And it's something that folks who really like consistency, and of course a lot of players do, but really like consistency, and also consistency with good prices, this program fits that scenario perfectly. Also, in the actual software, Len has put in some things like turn times and pace, things that work in the background that make it even more accurate than Tapper had it on paper. So what we're talking about too is a nice win rate, a nice 35.3% win rate, win place rate of about 52%. Average win mutual, I think, was like 782, close to $8, and overall about a 37% positive ROI on what would be considered the best bet. Also, the Exacta formulation in there hits about 42% of the time. Now, one of the things we do, and we've discovered this over the years, that when we test software, if we test it on really tough races, so again, let's say, on Kentucky Derby Day, Belmont Breeders' Cup, if the system works well on really high quality racing days, then it's going to work even, in other words, because these are some of the most toughest and most contentious races that are carded in a given year, then if it works well on days like that, it's going to work even better on what we call average days, and even better still at smaller tracks, Class B and C tracks. So what we did is we took a look at Churchill initially for May 1st, the Kentucky Derby. And there were 7 plays, 2/3, but 4 winners. And you can see here, and these are some pretty darn nice races. $118,000 purse, a 980 winner, $500,000 purse, and this horse Blowout won really nicely as an underlay. But again, you've got a very contentious short field, very, very contentious. But the fact that the program can pick a horse out of that, and 580 actually turned out not to be a bad price on this, being that Speed was playing so well. The horse went wire to wire. And then here's a horse that paid $13.20, Du Jour, again another $500,000 race. And then in the 11th race, $1 million race, and the favorite one, Colonel Liam. So you had 4 winners out of 7 plays, and that's not all that unusual. Now, again, you're talking about a 35% winning rate, but often you will get cards with multiple wins like this, where you'll see just 2, maybe just 2 plays, and both will win, or 3 plays and 2 will win. But overall, you're going to get at least, like, let's say on an average 9-race card, you very seldom do not have a winner out of the 3 or 4 plays that it's likely to come up with. Also, when PEH picks a favorite, when it's actually a morning line favorite, then the win rate jumps up to about 43%. Also, here's another card. Here's another, again, this card again. And this is a 16th of May at Churchill, and a 1560 winner. So you do get a lot of nice prices. You do get a lot of nice prices between, say, 5-1 and 8-1. Although again, most of them will be averaging in the $8 range. And again, on this card, there were only 2 plays. The other play was called Exulting, and there's only 2 plays, and they both won. Now, another nice thing about this is that it has an Exacta and Trifecta box algorithm that's really, really effective. And here's, for instance, we had $132 Exacta, $337 Trifecta. But again, you'll get about 42% wins on your Exacta. Now, the other really nice thing about this software is that when you purchase it, you're also going to get another piece of software that we've recently finished called Play the Best Horse, which is based on an idea from Joe Alberti. It's very, very much a spot play. You'll normally get 1 or 2 plays per card, but the win rate is close to 46%. They're mostly going to be shorter prices, but the fact is, if you're just looking for something that's very dependable on a spot play basis, This is a really, really great program for that. You got to be patient with it, but overall, again, having close to a 50% win rate, you can't sneeze at that even with short prices. Let's look at the actual software. For instance, we're going here to Churchill, May 1st. And you can see, like, for instance, in the Derby, it had it picked an exacta, but didn't pick any horse. So again, this is kind of very much a spot play type of system. Again, we're on the average 9 race card. You'll probably get 2 to 3 bets. And here's the Masquerade Parade horse, followed right away by Blowout. Then Du Jour. So again, you had 7 plays, 4 winners, 2 thirds, and some very, very, very nice mutuals. So you can expect, again, consistency and solid prices with this particular program. Play the best horse. Here's the way the screen looks. Here's a horse Exulting that won. Actually, Positive Expectancy also picked this horse. But again, this is very, very much a spot play, but very, very high win percentage. So again, and this comes free. Again, this comes free with the program. And the program, it's just $88 and you get both programs. There's separate downloads, there's separate discs if you actually order discs. And remember, we've got all the other features on our programs that we do on all the others, like a snapshot that gives you all the relative stats that you can look at to help determine, to help verify the horse you like, even if there's not a play in a race, even if the program doesn't come up with a play. You have these other things to go to, like the snapshot, again, which gives you tons of information. You can go to the trainer jockey charts, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of features, as you well know, if you've been using RPM software, other than the, other than just the selection part of it itself. So again, for this program, for the Positive Expectancy Handicapping, just $88, and you also do get the Play the Best Horse software. Thanks. Talk to you next time.